Listen, we have to discuss breaking news involving Shiloh in Colorado, Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, the whole nine. This is pretty tough news that we must break to you here tonight at Flight Sports. It's kind of troubling if you ask me, but nonetheless, man, it's very important that we must discuss this. Shiloh Sanders is, receiving, serious backlash. He is in legal troubles, after, basically filing for bankruptcy. So it's messed up that this has happened. Colorado football safety, I repeat, Shiloh Sanders has been facing questions in court about his personal income. We're going to break it all down. Make sure you hit the like button and most definitely hit the subscribe button. It's Flight Sports TV so you don't miss a second of coverage involving this, involving Colorado news, updates, and more. So his personal income and wealth after filing for bankruptcy last October with more than 11 million in debt, according to court records obtained by USA Today Sports. The debt stems primarily from what a court in Texas says he owes to a security guard at his former school, a man who claims Sanders assaulted him in 2015 and gave him severe and permanent injuries, including neurological injuries and damage to his cervical spine. The security guard, John D- Darjean, pardon me, sued Sanders for damages from the incident and won a $12 million judgment against him after Sanders failed to show up for trial in 2022. So we all know what that means, So this is another tough situation, for Colorado and Deion, and because these guys it's like they trying to be in a positive light, but the negativity is just here to drag them on down. It's messed up. Sanders' son of Colorado head coach Deion Sanders, filed for bankruptcy, as a result in efforts to discharge this debt. But Darjean is still trying to collect all of his judgment against Sanders and has raised questions in court about Shiloh Sanders' earnings from name, image, likeness deals in college. Shiloh is the honest but unfortunate debtor, um, looking to get his fresh start in life free from the oppressive burden of his debts, including the default judgment to plaintiff. Shiloh Sanders' attorney wrote in the court filing in February. The University of Colorado declined to comment and said that Shiloh and Deion Sanders declined to comment as well. So back in 2015, the incident in question was the subject of a report, in Denver. It happened with Sanders at 15. What happened when Sanders was 15 and attending AAA Academy in Dallas, where Darjean was employed as a security guard, according to court records. Darjean in the lawsuit, that Sanders was using a cell phone on school property during school hours, where he was told not to do so. Darjean says Sanders physically assaulted him after Sanders refused his request to turn over the phone. Suddenly and without warning, Shiloh Sanders physically assaulted Darjean by elbowing him in the chest and neck, striking him several times. Court records from Dallas then basically accepted Darjean's version of events without Shiloh Sanders there to contest it. The court finds that Shiloh's actions were the cause of the injuries, damages, and basically with Shiloh basically not coming to court, it put his back against the wall. So I mean, people filed for bankruptcy. Clearly, this guy Shiloh and family is not broke. But I just feel like, to me personally, it's just is another damper of affairs. Shiloh's already dealing with an injury, so it's like more off the court, affairs. And it's so crazy because as I'm hearing all of the people that's leaving Colorado, you hear I don't want to play for clicks. I don't want to play for this. I don't want to. Now we could sit up here and say, yeah. At the end of the day, Shiloh Sanders is in the headlines. Whether it's for bankruptcy, whether it's for this, it's for that. It's not about winning. You understand? And I kind of can understand where people are coming from. What goes on in Colorado land. It's a lot of publicity, it's a lot of reports, it's a lot of chirping, and this is just not a good look, especially for Shiloh recovering from injury, looking to get back, and not a good look for the Colorado as they are trying to be competitive and get to a bowl game finally. It's been a rough, nasty road for Colorado, to even get back to where they need to get to. Last season was not the season that they wanted, and this year is going to be immense pressure. What I believe everybody leaving, I believe that Shiloh is NFL bound, and you don't want any of this going into the NFL. So, all of these are distractions and just not good, not a good look. So you want to clear all of this up. I hope that they rectify all of this ahead of the season, even though Shiloh won't be playing at the start. It's still not a good look to see, Shiloh Sanders in the headlines for anything other than not winning football games. This would just be another bad look for Colorado, man. So let's just hope they get this thing situated. What do you see and expect from Shiloh this year? I remember last year he got some interceptions. I think he got a pick six a few times. So Shiloh has shown, he's got talent. He's in movies. You see that what's going on. Deion has always been on record of telling you that Shiloh is more prime than a lot of people get caught up with Shador and things like that. He said that Shador was more like his mother and things like that, but he said that Shiloh was more of him. So I think that's definitely something to note out and point out. And I'm starting to see that more and more ever since Deion said that. How much pressure is on Deion Sanders this year to produce? Because I'm pretty sure he didn't come to Colorado to get smacked up, to smack down, and his kids in the headlines for being selfish, for spending the NIL money any old kind of way. And now you hear Shiloh filing for bankruptcy, because he got into a situation where he ain't trying to pay, so it's a messed up ordeal, but here at Flight Sports, we're going to be here to document it all and cover it and bring you the news updates and more as it just comes out. If you're excited for the season approaching for Colorado, make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe. We're going to be bringing more news updates and more. We're just going to pray for Shiloh.